In the quiet English countryside of the early 19th century, our story begins. Welcome to Longbourn, the home of the Bennet family. I am Elizabeth Bennet, the second eldest daughter of the Bennet family. Our lives were forever changed with the arrival of Mr. Charles Bingley at Netherfield Park.
My dear Mr. Bennet, have you heard that Netherfield Park is let at last? But it is, for Mrs. Long has just been here, and she told me all about it.
His presence brought a whirlwind of anticipation and speculation to our small village. At the ball, where he and his friend Mr. Darcy made their grand entrance, Mr. Bingley's amiable disposition and charming manners immediately captured the attention of the assembly. Yet amidst the lively festivities, Mr. Darcy's aloofness and haughty demeanour overshadowed Mr. Bingley's congeniality. It was during this ball that Mr. Darcy uttered his infamous words about me, deeming me tolerable but not handsome enough to tempt him.
She is tolerable, but not handsome enough to tempt me,
overheard by my ears,
and I am in no humour at present to give consequence to young ladies who are slighted by other men.
I could easily forgive his pride if he had not mortified mine. After the ball at Netherfield, where Mr. Bingley showed such attentiveness to Jane, we were filled with anticipation at the prospect of further acquaintance. A formal invitation from Mr. Bingley extended our hopes, and Jane eagerly accepted, setting out with a heart full of joy and excitement. However, fate had other plans.
Although the weather is less than favourable, I am truly grateful for Mr. Bingley's kind invitation. It is a testament to his thoughtfulness, and I look forward to the opportunity to spend time in such pleasant company.
The relentless downpour drenched the roads as Jane journeyed to Netherfield, leaving her discomfort evident upon arrival. Concerned, I decided to visit her the next day, my mood sombre as I made my way through the rain-soaked roads to offer whatever comfort I could provide. As the second ball at Netherfield approached, excitement filled the air. Little did I know, it would be the backdrop for the arrival of two significant men in our lives. Mr. Collins, a distant cousin and heir presumptive, arrived with pompous formality and excessive flattery, setting the stage for awkward courtship attempts. Mr. Wickham's charm captivated Meryton, offering a stark contrast to Mr. Collins' awkward formality, his affable nature and stories drawing me in. Mr. Collins surprised me with a marriage proposal, expressing his admiration. However, our differences were too vast for me to accept his offer.
My reasons for marrying are, first, that I think it a right thing for every clergyman in easy circumstances to set the example of matrimony in his parish. Secondly, that I am convinced it will add very greatly to my happiness. And thirdly, which perhaps I ought to have mentioned earlier, that it is the particular advice and recommendation of the very noble lady whom I have the honor of calling patroness.
Mr. Bingley's sudden departure from Netherfield Park left me puzzled and disheartened, pondering the cause of his absence. Following Mr. Bingley's departure, life at Netherfield eased back into routine. But soon, Mr. Collins stirred up new commotion with his sudden engagement to Charlotte Lucas, a surprising match that caught us off guard. Driven by curiosity, I paid a visit to Mr. Collins and his new bride, Charlotte, at their modest home. Despite my doubts about their marriage, I offered my best wishes, hoping for their happiness. Lady Catherine de Bourgh, Mr. Darcy's influential aunt, arrived in Meryton, her imposing presence leaving no doubt about her authority in society. Mr. Darcy's sudden reappearance brought about a momentous confrontation, culminating in a tense and emotional proposal that left me utterly bewildered.
In vain have I struggled. It will not do. My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you.
From the very beginning, from the first moment, I may almost say, of my acquaintance with you, your manners, impressing me with the fullest belief of your arrogance, your conceit, and your selfish disdain of the feelings of others, was such as to form the groundwork of disapprobation on which succeeding events have built so immovable a dislike. And I had not known you a month before, I felt that you were the last man in the world whom I could ever be prevailed on to marry. In the aftermath of his declaration, I found solace in the words of a letter from Mr. Darcy, revealing truths that would challenge my perceptions and force me to confront the complexities of my feelings. As I journeyed to Pemberley with my aunt, unease lingered. The grandeur of the estate stirred memories of our past encounters. Arriving at Pemberley, I marvelled at its elegance, a reflection of Mr. Darcy's refined taste and wealth. Its beauty captivated me, dispelling my misgivings. Amidst our visit, distressing news arrived of Lydia's elopement with Mr. Wickham, casting a shadow over our family and reputation. Amidst our turmoil, Mr. Bingley's return to Netherfield Park offered a glimmer of hope, bringing renewed optimism and relief to our troubled hearts. Mr. Darcy's second proposal, filled with heartfelt words and a plea for forgiveness, sparked a realization that would change everything between us.
My affections and wishes are unchanged, but one word from you will silence me on this subject forever.
And so, our story ends, not with the closing of a book, but with the beginning of a new chapter filled with love, laughter, and the promise of a brighter future. Pride and Prejudice is a literary gem that continues to captivate readers of all ages with its timeless themes, memorable characters, and exquisite prose. Jane Austen's sharp wit and keen observations of human nature shine through in this beloved classic, making it a must-read for anyone who appreciates a well-crafted story filler.